Hey, it's Dr. Deer with 5 reasons why you can feel like you're not a son or a daughter after the death of a parent. I was reading a post the other day in a response to a video of mine where the lady who lost her one of her parents, she was just saying that she doesn't feel like a daughter anymore. And so I always say I felt like an orphan when my parents left because, it was just me and my siblings left in the world. And, it can be hard. And that leads me to number one. You miss that unconditional love that they had for you as their child. And I don't care what you say, there's nothing like a mom, there's nothing like a dad. Can't be replaced. Nobody can step in those shoes. And then number two, you don't have that safety you had when mom was always there if something went wrong. Dad was always there if something went wrong. As a son, and if you're a daughter, as a daughter, you go, that you can always depend on them, and that safety and that security is gone. And that leads me to number three. There's nobody to celebrate for Mother's Day or celebrate for Father's Day. And you do get a little envious when you see people, celebrating their parents, and not in a mean way. It's just you missed yours so much and you really feel like you're not a son, you're not a daughter. And we know we are, but they're not here, and they're not here to reciprocate that relationship anymore. And that leads me to number four. The family doesn't feel whole after those parents are gone. It just feels like the missing puzzle is sitting there, and that void is sitting there. And, you're close to your siblings, but it just doesn't feel whole. So you don't feel like you're that son or that daughter anymore. And that leads me to number five. There's no one to call you by your name. There's no one to call you by son. And if you're a daughter, there's no one to call you by daughter. So this is hard. If you've never lost a parent, you have no idea what this feels like. I always say you have to create a second version of yourself, just to kind of make grief be doable. Because if you sit and just focus on, all the loss, it's hard. And you do have to grieve through that, and you take your time. But praying for everybody out there who has lost anybody. If you're struggling with grief, please seek a therapist so they can help you maneuver through your grief.